Hey there, welcome back to the Moon Manifesting Podcast. So, today I want to talk about reconnecting with your spiritual practice because, it's something that comes up a lot. Like, not only for myself, but I see this as well with other spiritual people where we go through phases. We can fall out of love with tarot. We can lose our faith in astrology. We may stop using crystals or meditating or doing yoga, all those things that we know that we should be doing for our own spiritual self-care. And, it's quite normal for us to drop out of those things. And sometimes we just need a bit of help to reconnect and rediscover our love for our spirituality and our spiritual path. So I want to start off by just letting you know that wherever you are, if you have kind of fallen off the spiritual bandwagon, if you're feeling disconnected from your practice right now, wherever you are is perfect. If you haven't been feeling drawn to using tarot or astrology or anything like that lately, it's perfect. You're exactly at the right place in your journey. And we need to go through these things so that we can rediscover our love for our spiritual path and so that we can have this opportunity to reconnect. Just starting off by saying wherever you are is perfect. So if you've lost your passion for spirituality, here are some ways that you can reconnect. If you're feeling spiritually stagnant, then here's how to shift that stagnation and reconnect with your spiritual practice. So number one is self-guided study, or even non-self-guided study, like being guided by someone else. Study. But I really like the idea of self-guided study. For me, self-guided study can just mean like using my journal and dedicating a page to whatever it is that I'm feeling kind of connected to. If there's a plant that I'm feeling connected to in my garden, then I might take a page in my journal and kind of do like a book of shadows kind of page, if you guys know what I mean. Like I might do a botanical drawing of that plant, research the botanical name if I don't know it, look into the medicinal properties, look into the spiritual properties, look into any associations that plant might have, like if it's connected to a certain planet or a certain tarot card, or there's other things, chakras. Finding out as much information as I can about that plant, that's something that really helps me reconnect with that part of my spiritual path. And you could do the same thing with any other magical tool that you have, whether that's crystals. You may like to pick up one crystal and dedicate a page in your journal to learning about that. It may be one tarot card, learning everything that you can about that tarot card. Maybe something to do with astrology, like a certain moon phase or a planet or a zodiac sign. I find that journaling is really powerful for me. So I hope that it's the same for you. I find it really fun to do that, to have the time to do that and to study. A bit of background as well. Like I homeschool my 4 kids, so I feel like I'm always teaching them stuff, but then I don't have enough time to follow my own passions and my own study. And when I do take that time out from, teaching them the stuff that they need to know, and I follow something that I'm really passionate about, it's really refreshing, and it does help me reconnect to the things that I really love, rather than feeling like I need to always be focusing on what my kids need to know, like year 2 maths or year 4 science. Like there's more to life than all that, right? So study. I'd also love to mention here as well that if you do need some guidance with your spiritual studies, take a look at the Herbal Moon Goddess Academy. The link's in the show notes. Inside the Herbal Moon Goddess Academy, there is courses on tarot, astrology, crystal healing, shadow work. I'm going to talk a bit more about shadow work shortly as well. Yoga, meditation. There is a lot of courses inside the Herbal Moon Goddess Academy that could really help rekindle that flame, rekindle that passion for your spiritual path. There are multiple ways that you can join the academy, but probably the best value is the all access pass, which is only Australian dollars, $66 per month, and you're free to cancel at any time, no locking contracts or anything. So if that is something that you're keen to do, to study, to rekindle your passion for your spiritual path, make sure you check out the Herbal Moon Goddess Academy. You also get connection to our beautiful community of students. We have this beautiful group on Facebook where we're quite active, and that's where I hold my live monthly masterclasses as well. So you can come along and hang out with me online each month as well. So yeah, study. I feel like, study is probably the main way that I reconnect with my spiritual practice. But there's other ways as well. So the second suggestion for you is to do like a short meditation or yoga practice, even if it's just 5 minutes, and then try to do that every day. Even if it feels hard, even if you're really forcing yourself to do it, I find that once we get back into these patterns, we start to remember why we meditate, why we do yoga in the first place. We start to see those benefits. We start to see our mental health improving. We start to see energy blocks shifting. We start to feel freer in our mind and body. We start to feel less overwhelmed and less stressed. Short meditation or yoga can be really helpful. Even if it's just like, a salute to the sun every morning, that's really going to work wonders for you. So get out your mat, get out your meditation cushion, or, whatever you use, and just do it, because it will make you feel better and help you reconnect to your practice. So thirdly, allow your practice to evolve. Sometimes we come to this spiritual stagnation because we're kind of stuck in practices that served us in the past, but as we evolve, our spiritual practice can evolve too. But then, we may feel stuck in one way of doing things. Like, I've got to do yoga in this certain way. I can only listen to this person's guided meditations, or things like that. So if your practice is feeling a bit stale or stagnant, if your spirituality is just at a standstill, shake things up. Try different things. Maybe there's new divination tools that you want to try out. Maybe there's new things that you want to learn. Maybe try going to a different yoga class, trying a different yoga or meditation teacher. Find some inspiration that will allow your practice to evolve. So as I mentioned before, the Herbal Moon Goddess Academy could really help you evolve your practice, because there are so many new things that you could be learning in the Herbal Moon Goddess Academy. One of my favorite things actually that's really appropriate for this episode is my Flow with the Moon yoga program. It's a 4-week lunar aligned yoga and meditation program, which has virtually daily practices. It's all recorded, so it's all very self-paced. You can pick and choose what you're called to. There's also workbooks that help you connect with different herbs and crystals and journal prompts and things for each specific moon phase. So that's actually been really helpful for me in the past to use my own program to reconnect with my spiritual practice when things are being feeling a bit stale. I made that program probably about 2 years ago now, and I recently followed along with some of my yoga videos, which was kind of funny, like just doing yoga with myself. I think it's a very Gemini thing to do. And it was like, geez, this is really good. Like, God, I was such a good yoga teacher. And it was really fun because obviously my own yoga practice has evolved over the years too, and revisiting where I was at 2 years ago and just seeing how far I've come, but as well as like revisiting those old flows that I used to do. It was really fun. So yeah, allowing your practice to evolve however you'd like to do that, whether you want to join the academy or maybe you could revisit some of the old things that you used to do and appreciate how far you've come and how far you've changed with your spiritual practice. So lastly, the last thing I have here to talk about in regards to reconnecting with your spiritual practice is all about shadow work. So shadow work, I feel like a lot of people are like, oh, shadow work. I don't really want to do shadow work. I don't want to face my fears. I'm happy where I am. But I feel like the beautiful thing about shadow work is that it allows us to probe deeper beneath the surface to figure out why. Why are we having resistance to our spiritual practice? Why don't we want to meditate? Why aren't we doing yoga? Why aren't we using our tarot cards? Why? What is going on there? When you can look deeper into your shadows, when you can look at what's really going on beneath the surface, when you look at like maybe your fears or those other things that are coming up, it can be so helpful because there may be something there that was like kind of hiding like in the subconscious layer, and you may not have been aware, you may not have been conscious of that. So doing that shadow work can really help you understand why you're feeling disconnected from your practice, and it can help you shift that energy so that you can feel more reconnected to your practice. And I guess just one more final thing that I've just had a thought of here as well about reconnecting with your practice, and it's something that definitely helps me. I send out a free moon manifesting calendar every month, and you can download a free copy in the show notes too if you want a copy. But there are prompts, daily prompts on this moon calendar that help you align your energy with the current moon phase and whatever zodiac sign the moon is in as well. And when I'm feeling disconnected, I come back to this calendar that I make every month and I look at those prompts and it's like, okay, I'm going to do this prompt today. And that really helps. Like following those prompts just really, it gives you some sort of spark. It helps you find the light, I guess. I don't know, like I just kind of channel these prompts each month and then I totally forget what they are. And each day I'm checking back in with these prompts that I created at the start of the month. But I find it really helpful just to connect in with that lunar energy. The moon rules our emotions and our feelings. And so it can be really helpful to check in with the moon because you can tune into your feelings and your emotions and try to shift that so that you can feel more connected to your practice. And particularly you may like to look at when the moon is in like Sagittarius or Pisces and utilizing that energy, because those two signs in particular can be really helpful for going back into your spiritual practice, for reconnecting with your spiritual practice. So definitely check out when the moon is in Sagittarius or Pisces. That could be a really potent time for you to reconnect and make another start on doing yoga or meditation or all those beautiful spiritual things that you kind of know that you should be doing, but you haven't been doing. So I really hope that this episode has been helpful for you. If you have been experiencing that spiritual stagnation, if you have been feeling disconnected from your spirituality, I hope that these tips really help you. Just to recap, I think I shared about 5 tips. Self-guided study or any sort of study to do with spirituality, showing up and doing a short meditation or yoga practice daily, allowing your practice to evolve, shadow work, exploring your shadows, and then finally I talked about connecting with the moon, the lunar energy to reconnect with your practice. So if this episode was helpful, please give me a like, a subscribe, a review. I absolutely love hearing your thoughts about the podcast. And if you want to start up the conversation, feel free to start up the conversation on Instagram or Facebook. You'll find me at kyrahowarth.official. I would love to talk to you about your spiritual practice. If you have been feeling disconnected, let me know. If you try some of these tips and it helps, let me know. I would really love to know. So I will catch you all in the next episode of the Moon Manifesting Podcast. See you all then. Bye.